I think that was pretty good for doing a quick job. Yeah. Okay, up on deck we got a big silver maple log. It's been sitting here off to the side along with 3 other logs that we didn't know what we were going to do with them. They're too big for the locust mill, too big for the other one to trim with the 84-inch bar. I just don't like the look of trimmed slabs where you have to trim the whole crotch. It's just not right to trim a log like this. So I've been waiting a long time, and I finally bought the Lucas Mill Super Slabber, which will mill about 108 inches wide. So I'm super excited. It was worth keeping this one aside, and we're gonna get the full width out of this, and it'll just about max it out. We'll have just a little bit of room on both sides of the widest part of the crotch, where we definitely won't have to trim anything. This log was actually only a few miles away, and what happened is somebody bid the tree to take it down. It was a yard tree, and the actual people cutting the tree down got there and the tree was too big for them. So basically they couldn't even touch the trunk, so they topped everything off and they left the trunk for the lady. It sat there a year or two, and I got wind of it and made a deal with them, and they were pretty excited to get it out of there, and I ended up getting it with the semi. Had a pretty nice cut on the bottom, except I started digging one spot because I was hitting a lot of dirt right here. I got a really nice cut on the top of the crotch where the cuts are parallel with the ground, so it'll be some really beautiful full-length slabs with a full crotch on the top. I just made the smallest notch ever, which is going to be cut away, so I'm going to get a full rook flare slab with full crotch. Yeah, it worked out really good. I actually made the bottom cut and had a hard time even dropping the trunk at all. I broke my 3-ton floor jack. Let's just say that. I wrecked my fork on my skid steer from bending and trying to get the log tipped over. I got it back here and maxed out my big forklift, but the payloader picked this up no problem. I'll just have to find a spot to sit it for a few years, let it dry season. So yeah, I'm hoping there's not too much metal, but I guess we'll find out, and we'll just have to work around it. So thanks for watching.
Full of this stuff.
What is it?
Well, obviously this was the crotch of a tree as it was standing up. Everything settled in here, and that's what we got.
You're either perfect or you could go up a little bit on the right.
All right.
But I don't know, you might be.
Yeah, I mean it's with the pith here to the center. You got 4 piths down there. And I centered them all.
Yep.
And it's probably what the log wants.
Yeah, because I think if we go up a little bit on the right, which is where it technically should be, it might actually happen to be. So yeah. I'm kind of liking that.
It honestly looks pretty frickin' even that way, though.
We got a real special treat. We're gonna make the first cut in the Super Slabber. We got 344 links, got a 23 horsepower Briggs motor. Anyways, we're kind of excited to see how this can go. It's got 2 oilers built into the bar, and we're using the same Oregon chains we usually use. Yeah. This pretty much maxes out the mill already, so my friends call me Max for that reason, because I max everything out. So we'll see what kind of boards we can make. Yeah, we're gonna have Jake on the throttle, He's the Lucas Mill man, and we're gonna have Boyd on the other end helping push. And between all of us here today, we think we could make this work. I'm guessing we're gonna try to roll the slabs off the end of the mill like we usually do. You got a pretty good system. It works pretty good. I had to trim a little bit on the top because we didn't want to raise up the end frames at all. So we didn't even use bunks. We're kind of hoping it just sits in and we get it just the way we want it. We got lined up pretty good, and I have a good feeling about this log. So what happened?
Chain came off.
It's going to be more susceptible to that with this bar.
Yeah.
What I told them before we even started cutting is if you look at how they stabilize it, you know, the end of the green frame there, it's got the bar pitched up, right? And then it sags down in the middle. So your bar's going like this, making an M shape.
Yeah.
That's going to want the chain to not stay in track.
So we get that.
Look at
Good.
Oh, wait a second. Look at the right there. Look at that.
Oh, we just threw a chain off. It kind of burred up some of the chains, so we're going to set that one aside. But we had a little issue. I had 10 chains total, 7 of one brand, 3 of another brand. But the 7 were made too short, so now I only got 2 chains. Thought I had plenty, but this is kind of what happens. Might have to start making it myself so I'm ready for that issue. But not bad. Kind of pick a thickness, eh?
It didn't care about the width, you know, it just felt fine all the way through.
That's nice to hear. Yeah. Get the nail?
It's stuck in the tune.
Yeah, we wrecked two chains now. Well, we successfully got our first slab off the super slabber, so I'm pretty happy. So we're milling now, and it's actually turned out pretty good. It's quite the bar, and some pretty impressive widths right from the get-go. We're already hitting almost a foot wider than we could do on our other mill, and we're starting to get to a point where you're getting a really specialty item that most people can't get, because just the size of these logs is so massive. I mean, this log behind me weighed over 30,000 pounds easily, and the payloader wouldn't even pick it up off the ground. So we're getting to some pretty big stuff, and I don't want to trim off the branches of any of this stuff. It's not right for the tree. You want to make use of the tree for what it produced, and I just have to plan ahead, because now you're looking at another set of issues where all your slabs are going to be exponentially more expensive to get to the finished product. It's going to be harder to find a place to sticker them and dry them. It's going to be nearly impossible to find somebody with a big enough vacuum kiln. They do make them that'll do this big, but they get into really expensive price tags, like getting close to, you know, $200,000 to $700,000 for a vacuum kiln that'll do this wide. And then also, then you're gonna have to deal with the flattening issue because most flatteners won't flatten this wide. The Lucas mill does make a flattening attachment, so I might be getting that to help on the process. But then when you get to the working with the table, just everything about the table is going to be more work to make a table or end product. And on top of that, the weight's going to be significant. So you're going to have to really have an industrial building or industrial place to house a slab like this or a table like this. But it's cool. I can't wait to either see me or somebody else put some of these to use. So this log is at the peak. It's starting to get spalting. It really needs to get milled, and so does that one over there. So we're gonna try to knock this one out and see what we can do. And got 3 or 4 more for the super slabber. So yeah. Got about 75. Got both sides is 7 feet. We milled the silver maple, and we have 5 slabs and 1 small piece of a slab at the end, and it turned out pretty good. So we only hit that 1 nail.
Yeah, just barely nicked a couple teeth.
Yeah, and we got through it no problem, and seemed to mill really good. And yeah, it's pretty cool seeing that log that's just been sitting here for a while. I mean, the log looks cool sitting there, but it looks a lot cooler than slabs. So what'd you think of the super slabber?
It's milling great.
Cool. Any comments, Caleb?
Good day, man.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow.